Did some research.
Look at you.
Yeah, we look like we know what we're doing anyway. In the basement, yes.
Half the battle.
Yeah, well, there we are. We're live now. The little red thing.
I see them.
Yeah, I think we're live over there.
Yeah, and it did. It just popped up right there.
Yay. All right, welcome to the basement. Sunday Smoke at House Family Fitness. I'm Mike House. My studio is in Pelham, 3154 Highway 52 West. You can call me at 205-542-1626. Mike at housefamilyfitness.com to email. You can message me on Facebook, Instagram, Smoke Signals, Telegraph, tell DC, or whatever, tell Jack, anybody. And we got my cohort, kind of dirtbag trail runner. Kind of. Because you have a job and you don't just, You have a house. Thanks. Still, kind of.
Thanks. Kind of. For another 24 days, I have a house. Then
then you'll be a true dirtbag.
That's
you
right.
Just live in the
car
car
in your backyard.
Yes.
Can't wait. Just so excited.
You and Millie both.
Yes.
And our special guest today, everybody probably knows this guy, Zach Andrews,
Hey guys.
local legend.
Yes. No, not just local. I wouldn't say local. I would say
national.
Probably
national.
Yeah, he's
sponsored athlete.
Beast Coast, at least Beast Coast.
Beast Coast guy.
Beast Coast.
Yeah.
East Coast, Best Coast.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, thank you all for inviting me.
Wait, you know about God's country. You live in God's country.
I do, like 2 minutes away.
Yeah, he probably has good internet though.
You can say it.
It's R-rated.
Yeah. He's got
I just want to make sure. No, we have really shitty internet.
Yes. Okay, well, it makes me feel better.
We're actually about to get chartered though, so we're about to nix AT&T.
Well, that's good.
It's gonna be great.
When nobody comes down our road, can you see why? Because the population density is so big right here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they could make so much money.
But I do like your road. It's really beautiful. It's better than my neighborhood.
Cool. Well, you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Give us like where you came from.
Yeah. So came from, I guess hometown was Hartselle, Alabama. It's a little bit North Alabama. You probably heard of Coleman or Huntsville. That's probably about a better region. Played baseball in high school and got lucky enough to get a scholarship to come down and play at the University of Montevallo. Played for 4 years, graduated, met my wife here, and now we're just we're settled for the time being.
For now. So were you active in high school?
Yeah, I played I played basketball. Basketball is my passion. Loved it. But I was also 5'8" and figured the idea of getting a college
You'll have something in common.
We reunite like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had to make a decision. I guess my freshman year I played a lot of street ball growing up.
Yep.
And so my coach in high school didn't care too much for all the showboaty kind of stuff. So I was just like, I'm out. So I just concentrated on baseball. That was pretty much my main focus through high school.
Sounds like it was a pretty good decision. I mean,
seems like it panned out pretty well for you. So you're just by you talking about that, just the success you've had at running, baseball. Have you always been an all-around athlete? Is that something you've always been able just to look at a sport and pick up? Like, have you ever played golf? Like, is it one of those things that, all right, so you're pretty decent at that. Is it just something that you naturally can
that guy.
I think it is. It's like so I play golf twice a year. I play once with my dad and once with my buddies up in Chattanooga. I can shoot in the low 90s. I use a 5-wood and a pitching wedge and a putter. That was it. And it's a
simple man.
1990s King Cobra first edition 5-wood that I still got. That's
outstanding.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
So add him to our invitation list. So.
Oh, yes. He will be on the invitation list for the Paloma, the annual Paloma.
The annual Paloma, annual
golf. Paloma shit show, but it's a great time.
Yes,
I'm in for it.
Golf happens, kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I get kid on a lot. It's like they're like, oh, you can do everything, but I can't float. Like,
oh, amen, brother. I can sink with the best of them.
I've spent summer after summer after summer trying to float, and like my wife will like freaking say, "Hi, you can't float." So if I do something, pick it up real quick. Somebody can't float. I know.
I like her a lot. That's great.
One of the main reasons they got married, I'm sure. You can't float, can you?
Look at him. He got the No Mel Beast Prize. Bitch can't float.
That's exactly how it be, though. That's exactly how it be. So, it's exactly how it be.
Senator Andrews, he can't float.
That's how they're going to dispose of me.
I like that.
Or do you
Valhalla.
just float just like about 3 inches under the water?
You know, I've
He's-
not tested it out long.
He might be a
term
bottom dweller.
Oh, I'm with you. I can't do it. Even if I relax, my feet start
That's
sinking,
it.
then that's it.
Negative
Yeah.
buoyancy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you spit out like I float somewhere about 3 or 4 inches below the water, which is unfortunate.
Especially if you're going to do a triathlon. Yeah.
Unless you got a straw, then you're okay.
Awesome.
Now when you played ball in high school, you played baseball, right? You made that decision and started.
Yeah.
Played all 4 years.
I did.
Pitcher, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. If I can ask, there's finesse pitches and then there's people like Rocker that can just throw 100 miles an hour. Which one are you?
So I based my entire game off Maddox.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Smart
was just
guy.
all
Yep.
finesse. Like he was so smart and strategic with his pitching. He wasn't overpowering. I mean, he had a decent fastball, but I think I tapped 89 once. And I was comfortable between like 84 and 88. My off speed was where it was at though. I could place it anywhere, had different arm slots and angles. And so it was just,
Got in their head a little bit too.
yeah. And being like in high school, I was a starting pitcher. So I had to go 7, 8 innings. But in college, I transitioned to be a closing pitcher. So I pitched 1 inning, maybe 2 innings. And it was only if we were in a tight situation or if the game was on the line. So I didn't have to pitch that much. So nobody could really pick up on kind of like my indicators and stuff like that.
Okay. And
So back then, were you a runner or were you just running because it was a necessity?
Mostly ran for punishment.
Yep.
I ran a lot for punishment.
Notice how you said I ran a lot for punishment. There's a little tone in that voice there.
It was like, it got to the point where I felt like I was up at 4 a.m. every Friday morning to run because of something I said or something I did or some joke that was played. It got taken the wrong way in college. So I ran a lot. We call it MFTPs, mother effing time poles. Run from pole to pole.
Mm-hmm.
Suck. But yeah, so running wasn't a very joyous activity back then. It was
All the way through the baseball? Or
Yeah,
did you pick it up before?
I wanted to start trail running. I wanted to backpack in college, but I just never had the time. And so I was like, I'm gonna trail run because I could see a lot more stuff. And I remember I just destroyed one of my ankles. And coach pulled me in his office. He's like, "Hey, I'm paying you to throw a baseball. I'm not paying you to run. So cut that shit out."
Wait, paying. Wait, you have to be careful when you say stuff
Paying,
like that. Yes.
as in not
Yes.
monetary, but
Yes.
scholarship
Yes.
paying me to run.
Because that could get
yeah.
people in trouble.
No
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
No one
ever
paid you.
exchanged cash monies
Mhm.
into my hand.
There's no McDonald's bags. None.
No.
There's
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you were on a scholarship, so they pretty much let you know, hey, look, you're here to play baseball.
This-
you're not here for
Yeah.
your
Right.
enjoyment or your
Yeah.
pleasure.
Right.
All right.
You hit the books, then you hit the baseball field. And that's it.
Yep,
Very,
that was
very
it.
strict.
And then hit the poles every now and then because you
Hit the
couldn't keep your
poles.
mouth closed sometimes. Right?
We tried our best to hit the bars, but we had like curfews and stuff. It was,
Oh, Lord.
Sounds fucking miserable.
it was
So you were underground age, right? Underground was still around when you were in Monmouth?
no, it
That
had
was
just
gone?
left. So we had double.
Old guy.
I remember hearing stories of the underground. I just
Yeah.
never got to experience it.
Because you're 35,
35.
Yeah.
and what year did you graduate?
09. So I could have graduated in 08. I had 2 classes I could have took in the summer, but I ended up getting a scholarship for like an entire year. So I was like, I'll just take one class one semester, the other class the next semester, and just kind of have the college experience that I didn't get to have because
Yeah.
of baseball. So
Yeah.
I got to play intramural sports. I got to do all kinds of stuff like that. So it was a fun last year, and that was kind of like when I met Katie, and so it all worked out.
It worked out really well then.
Yeah.
That did work out
Yeah.
well for you. Yeah. A little bit of disc golf. You've done that.
I used to play almost every Thursday.
See,
That
we
was
got to
rough,
go
though.
play. I'm trying to get this one to go play with me.
Yeah, we run through town on Sunday morning. We do the city trail for a
Yeah.
little Sunday morning thing.
So I started doing like when it's quarantine, before they shut down the disc golf stuff, like I would do speed rounds. So I'd have it part off and say, how fast can I do it minus whatever par it was, and just kind of better my time every time. It was fun.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it from the tee box and run your ass
That's
off. So
it.
you start running before it even hits the ground.
So it's like the little
Yeah,
intervals.
yeah,
Yeah. You just,
Yeah.
That'd be good times.
Mhm.
I'd go with you on that one.
Fun.
So graduated in 09.
Yep.
First trail race that I can find is 2011, Black Warrior, I believe, if I wrote it down correctly.
Black Warrior.
50K or
So you just jumped into ultra just for your first trail run
Yeah, it was
or
like,
official trail run.
after college, I joined a band as a lead singer. All I did was like smoke, drink, play at bars. It was a blast. It was such a good time. And it got to the point where I was like feeling pretty shitty about myself. I was an athlete. I'm kind of lazy now.
Yeah.
So I was like, when I get married, I'm gonna pretty much quit everything, dial everything back, and start running. So we got married in June 10.
Yeah, remember that. Yes, make sure you know that one.
Yes,
yes,
June
yes,
5th.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
2010. And always wanted to trail run. So I was like, well, I couldn't figure out anything to do between then and February. So I found one. I was like, okay, I'm just going to train for it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think my longest run up to that point was like 15 miles.
Sounds a lot like me.
And it was awful. Like I did really well. Like I think it was like 5:30 or something like that. It destroyed me. It destroyed me. I ended up with a stress fracture, just cramping all over the place. But like spending that much time in the woods and just having that accomplishment felt so good that I just kind of fell in love with it instantly. It's pretty cool.
The Black Warriors where? Tuscaloosa?
No,
No.
that's dead north on 65. The Black Warrior River runs right through that area.
Basically Bankhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically Bankhead.
Cool.
Yeah, it'd be all right. So and just to throw a little bit of stuff out there, 2011, 10 years later, just shy of 10 years later, he's got 50 official races under his belt. He has 1, 2, 3,
Don't hurt
4,
yourself now.
5,
Careful.
6 100-milers underneath your belt. And the most recent, next to recent, is the Blood Rock 50-miler.
Yeah.
That I think it was a nail biter between you and second place. I think it was an hour or something like that.
Probably
he ran
longer
it
than
in-
that.
He ran it in 8:38.
It's a good day.
That was, I mean, now, and I saw you a couple of times, and one thing that I will say, and it's why I like being around you. I've never seen you without a smile on your face in the woods. I've never come across you without, both hey smiles and you are truly happy out there. And that day was one of those that you loved it.
Yeah, it's I joke about it a lot. Like in the ultra world, it sucks a lot. It sucks a lot. But it's just like it's my happy place. Like even in the darkest of times, like I'm getting to do something I enjoy. I'm getting to do something like a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do. So it's just kind of one of those things like, why the hell wouldn't I be happy even if it's like in a bad low spot? And so it's real hard for me to like have a bad day on the trails. Even if I'm having a really shitty race, like I'm still probably going to be pretty happy and just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It's a great attitude. I mean,
I love it.
This sucks. Huh? Look where I'm at.
right.
Yes.
I really do wish that more people could get that mentality. I wish that they would learn to enjoy the experience that they're having.
A ringing endorsement for type 2 fun, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it is not because
Let's just be in your shoes. Be there.
right
Yeah.
because
Right.
I one of the things that and I don't mean this to any one person. One of the things that gets me is I enjoy working an aid station.
Mhm.
Like
We can't tell.
that brings me joy. I mean,
Yeah.
it really does.
Mhm.
I love seeing people succeed. I like being able to help somebody maybe come out of I'm quitting, and maybe I can do something or help them go, no, I can. You're right. I can make this. I can do it, and they accomplish something. I guess it's almost I almost feel selfish about that because of how much I enjoy that kind of stuff. But one of the things that absolutely bothers me the most is when individuals when you try to have conversations with them and they're miserable. They are just,
Yeah.
and you're like, look, man, you're getting to do this. There are people out there that have had accidents or born with something they'll take your fucking spot in a heartbeat. And I just wish they could open their eyes and realize I get to do this.
Yeah. It's the same way. It was like, I don't think I've ever been like mean or even harsh to somebody that's out crewing me or pacing me. I've seen people come into aid stations like throwing shit and like yelling at crew and like yelling at the people that are out. Like those people are sacrificing weekends away from family and their kids to help me do something that's not even benefiting them. You know what I'm saying? So like the last thing I'm going to do is even say a harsh word to anybody about it. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, bro, like, you're 4 hours away from your family. You haven't slept in 48 hours. And like, dude, just like, thank you for being here. And like doing this, they have no gain in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So it's such a selfless thing. And so it just blows my mind when people are like mean to the people that come out to support. It's insane.
You almost want to just wait on that guy or girl to leave the aid station and just kind of run past them and go, I told them not to be at the next one since you're a dick.
It's like, man.
Watch this.
Yeah. Good luck. And just to kind of transition.
Get back on task. Yeah.
Well,
Good job.
just
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
we're still on task. Because you have that big heart. How did you get into them helping with Make-A-Wish? How did you go into that?
It was. So I had for a long, long time, like trail running has given me so much. Like I've had opportunities to go across the country on other people's dimes to like go, represent them, like the farm. Like I was an ambassador for Bo and Sloan for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to go out to like Colorado. I got to go out to Wyoming and Montana and Bryce and, just all these amazing places. And I've been fortunate enough to be like an ambassador for like the North Face and Solomon and Lululemon. So like trail running has brought a lot of goodness to me. And so it was one of those things where I was just like meditating on and praying through and just like, shit, like what can I do to give back what I've kind of got? And so this fell in my lap. Like it was one of those things where like my name got passed around to somebody in the Make-A-Wish Corporation. They sent me an email, said, hey, somebody gave me your name. Would you be interested in this? So they're like, hey, let me come buy you a beer and we'll discuss it. I was like, cool. So we sat down and had a beer, and before 4 words got out of Val's mouth, and I was like, yeah, I'm in. This sounds awesome. This is like pretty much the universe like sliding this to me, like, here it is. Yeah. This is on a plate. And so it was really cool to like the North Carolina chapter was the first thing that started Trailblaze Challenge. They had it in place, and Val had gone up there.
Not to cut you off, but can you explain what the Trailblaze Challenge is? That way,
absolutely,
when people listen, they know what that is.
So essentially, you sign up. You sign up to hike this 126-mile route. 26.3. They'll get mad at me if I don't say it's 26.3.
That's right.
At the Pinhoti. So basically, you sign up and you are responsible for raising $2,500 through fundraising. They kind of hold your hand through it and coddle you, like, hey, here's how you do it. This is what you do. I don't think we've had anybody that struggled to reach that $2,500 mark. Most people are really, really willing to give to Make-A-Wish just because of what it is.
Okay.
So they sign up. They got to raise $2,500. We take them through a 14-week training program, and we lead group hikes every other week. So there's a Huntsville group that does it on the weekend that we don't do it. And so, 14 weeks. We train them. We've had people that have never hiked a day in their lives complete the whole thing, come back for year after year after year.
Now, can they just go, is it makeawish.com where they can go and look and get, or is it, what, can we say that? Can we?
Well, it's the sign up's full this year, right?
Yeah, we've already sold out.
It's sold out so fast this year.
That's fine. Where can people go to start researching for next year?
Just Alabama Trailblaze. Like if you Google that, it'll pop it right up and you can go into the portal.
Okay, so Alabama Trailblaze. We need to put the link at the end of that just so they can go. I know it's sold out this year, but at least they can go.
Oh, they can give any time. Yes, for the whole challenge thing. Yeah. And do y'all limit the number? Just
yeah,
for
so we tried to
logistics
have
reasons. Yeah.
we're only permitted to have so many.
Yeah.
Days. So we try to do about 100 to 150 hikers per event weekend. So
Okay.
like, I think we signed up more than 300 this time around. But we have a recommitment day about halfway through. That way, if you're like, hey, I don't think this fundraising thing's for me, I don't think I can actually do it. So you're only out like $100 that it costs to sign up.
Okay.
But yeah,
And then it opens a place for somebody else to come in if they bail, right? No.
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 I mean, we overshoot the
Okay.
number because we know that some people are just not going to recommit.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's this is the 5th year that they're doing it, and it's been incredible to watch because all the money that we raise for this goes to Alabama kids. It's not like this money's not dispersing to the Georgia Make-Wish or Tennessee. It's all
straight
so it stays
here.
in
It's home.
Alabama.
yeah,
It's
it's
home.
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, y'all go. We'll put that in the notes. But yeah, Alabama Trailblaze. Look at that up. We'll do the research. With that, with ideas, and I believe I don't know if it's yours or Matt's idea on the where did y'all come up with the thrift store 50K idea?
Last weekend, yes.
There,
I'm sure
and at first, I told you this in person last week. I didn't think I was going to be back traveling for work. I was up in Pennsylvania.
Bragger.
Yeah, thanks. I did get to do the AT up there.
Oh, I
and see
work.
some
I go,
deer, and
yeah.
they were merry. I make time for that. I'm leaving work at a certain time. I'm going
Right.
to the. Where did y'all come up with that idea?
So there's a little speculation where it actually started. Like in my mind, we were drunk after the Lookout Mountain 50 miler downtown Chattanooga.
That doesn't sound right.
You know, we're out celebrating.
Trail
evening
runners
trail.
drinking. No.
And we were just kind of like walking around downtown, and we passed like a Family Dollar or Dollar General. I'm like, we should just go down.
In Alabama?
No, it's Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Oh.
Chattanooga.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So we were like,
We'll go over geography
Thought he was
later.
good.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
so like we should just see if we could go into one day, spend $20, and then like what we can do for a marathon.
20
And
bucks. 20 bucks.
we kind of kept it, and we're like, the other day was like, hey, we need to do that. And so he walked into a Dollar General. He just couldn't find anything. He's like, it's just too hard. I was like, dude, let's just do thrift store. So I work at a thrift store currently. And so it's kind of one of those things where like, let's transition to thrift store. We're trying to get our other buddies to do it. They just both had new kids. And so I was like, man, let's just open it up to the public and see if anybody wants to do it.
Yeah.
And it kind of just caught fire. And it was just like, sure, I'll spend $20 at a thrift store. And then I started noticing people in the store like shopping around with like butts hats on. and
I
stuff. I'm
know
like,
that guy.
I was like, what are you doing here? Like shopping for the thrift store 50K. I was like, cool. So it worked out. We had a little option of like the first 12 miles, it loops back close to your car. So most people just did that first,
Did the first
section.
loop, yeah.
And like it opened up for so many people that would be too intimidated to do the 50K.
Yeah.
So it worked out really well. So I think we're just going to make it something we do every January.
January.
But not on Mountain this week. That was just bad timing.
Yeah, just a mistake.
Just a mistake.
Unintentional.
Yeah.
I think it's an
I'll be
outstanding idea. Yeah.
in next week.
I don't know why I didn't
I
do it for some reason. I just the Beth asked you gonna do that tomorrow? I'm like, tomorrow? Oh, guess not.
Yeah. Andrew, TJ, you, Matt, everybody had such a great time. And I saw that you found Andrew's pack finally. That he had stuff underneath.
I told him I'd go get it after I went and pulled the flag. So he's like, I can't carry this anymore.
They said it was cutting into him.
Yeah.
He had a Donald Duck?
It was
Mickey?
Mickey or something.
It was
Yeah, okay,
like-
yeah. He
like
told me about it when at the.
like a infant's backpack or a toddler's.
He said it was awesome when he got it because he was surprised how much stuff he could actually put in it, but then actual use probably
it
turned out worse.
When we saw him, y'all were coming up Blood Rock, and he was like, "Look," he was all happy. And when I saw him later, he was like,
Look,
no.
it's gone. It's the worst $5 I ever spent.
Yeah, he would have burned it.
But it's good because like you have to be really strategic about what you do.
Mhm.
So I waited until like the week of, so I know what the weather's going to be like. Like I don't have to have multiple layers. I went with fanny pack, and it was just phenomenal. Now the oatmeal cream pie was a mistake.
Oh,
I think a lot of people did the same thing, right? Yeah.
Dude, Matt, I thought
Oh.
Matt was he
had
was
a dip.
rough.
It was bad. It was bad.
That would seem to me like what I don't think like the Yeah, the thrift stores are known for their food selection, are they?
Right.
I
and
was
that's what-
shocked,
That's
yeah.
some of
I was
the
shocked.
charm of it. Is,
Yeah.
they do have like trail mix and chips and stuff like that. So next year it's going to be trail mix, chips, and candy is what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think I would have went past the oatmeal cream pies.
I just thought like, man, they're thick. They have a lot of calories. That cream about
It done. Yeah.
is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So we'd have them at Pinnacle next year. Just have like
Oh,
3 or 4 just
we'll
laid
have
out, so
yes.
people come by and they go,
Yeah.
no.
The last will have them out. That's
Yes.
Yeah,
the
well,
last.
Oh,
That's
that
the
is-
last thing,
God, that dude pisses me off. Fucking Oreos and veggie straws. Have you done BFC at all?
I'm not.
Great, beautiful. We
could-
went in with a
could go
different
with us to Frozen Head. Have you been to Frozen Head?
I've never been to
Oh, dude, we got to go. We're going back in May. I'm going in May. You
Yeah.
got to go with it. That is
Yeah, just I've
hands
never
down. Oh, it's absolutely.
It's a great grocery store there in Wartville. Is that
yeah.
where Wartburg,
Wartburg, Tennessee.
where a freight train got assaulted?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You can get bologna rope, pickled bologna rope.
Yes.
Oh,
The thrift store might need to put that
Wait,
in.
I don't
we're
know
just
about
giving we're just giving you a little insight of what they sell there.
Yes, it looked outstanding.
Yeah, that'll.
Mr. Chanel does agree with the never again on the oatmeal cream.
Oh, he does. Okay, he does agree. Good. Just to kind of step away from running real quick, and we'll get back into it. You spoke earlier about music, band, all that. You've been playing and writing songs for a long time, right?
Yeah. So I
When
guess
did that start?
Yeah. When
Was
did
it college or before?
It was my freshman year of college. I always
Okay.
wanted to learn how to play guitar. We were in such lockdown for like baseball and stuff that I just couldn't go out and be social. So I just taught myself how to play the guitar. And
taught yourself?
Just started playing. I just wanted to be able to play and sing. And then I started writing my own songs. And then I started saying, hey, how can I make money to party because I couldn't have a job.
That's right.
Baseball.
Yeah.
So I started playing.
One of the stupid rules of being a athlete in college. He can't have a job.
Yeah.
That's the
So I just started playing the bars like every other week and like making a couple hundred, and I would just turn around and blow it on whatever.
stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah. Stuff.
So
Yeah.
that started
College necessities.
Life necessities.
Life
Right.
Yes.
necessities.
experience.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, so I guess I started writing a lot of songs in college. I probably wrote 30, 40 songs in college, and then joined a band as a lead singer, put out an EP, and played, 5 Points Music Hall, played Bayfest down in Mobile one year.
Okay.
A lot of fun. It was probably one of the most fun times of my life because all we did was travel around the South and play and hang out in the back of a van. Like, it was cool.
And then,
But it's not the lifestyle.
and
that-
decided it's like, well, this is a really hard way to make a living.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It definitely, for me, it was never probably going to be like, this is going to make a living. We had got shot by a couple indie labels out of Boston and got offered to come up and record and go on tour. But I'm like, I just had met my wife and we were about to get engaged. I was like, that's one of the things that I'm going to have to do. Like, there's no way I can either. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our drummer got killed in a car accident. So it kind of changed the dynamic of the whole group. I think the band is actually still together with different members. Like the guitarist was the core member.
Mhm.
But everybody else is, I think our bassist is he's got a recording studio downtown Birmingham. So he's still doing music. It's just not.
What genre would you say that you played?
It was rock. It was just alt rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was some of the inspirations that you kind of mimicked? If I can use that word, mimic.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good word or not.
A lot of like everybody in the band had different kind of feels, but I would say like Killswitch Engage, that kind of like Silverstein, that kind of sound. Was
Okay.
That band anyway.
Nice.
But now you have
Yeah. So I still play a lot of acoustic stuff, but
Mhm.
now I have a band called American Dream Factory.
Mhm.
After the drummer passed away, I took like 6 or 7 years off of writing. I just didn't have that passion. And then I jacked up my shoulder and had to have major shoulder surgery.
Oh, that's
And-
right. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yep.
And so I was bored at the house, in the house bored, and picked back up the guitar and just wrote a bunch of songs, texted a few buddies like, hey, I got all these songs. I'd like to do it as a full band. Y'all just want to get together and play? They're like, yeah. And so we formed a little band, recorded a CD, and played some shows every now and then. So
Just kind of trying to stay local kind of shows. Just,
I mean,
just
everybody's
chill.
either
Yeah.
married or have kids or anything. So it's just for fun when we can
Yeah.
do it. So
Website or anything for the band?
you can just, it's on Spotify and all that kind of stuff.
All right,
It's
so just
American Dream
American
Factory.
Dream Factory, Spotify, and all that. Go
Yeah.
buy the album and all that.
yeah.
All right, so
He
go.
might play a brewery here and there.
Yeah.
Make sure you let us know, please, because
I will.
we'll. I mean, I look, anything I believe in, and he'll tell you. If I believe in it, dude, I won't use my normal euphemism. I'll just say I'll promote the shit out of you. How's that?
I feel that. Appreciate that.
So now, do you have like, is your family musical, or is this like something you pulled out, right?
You know, like my I have a 59 Gibson that my grandmother on my mom's side gave me before like she passed away to learn on. And it's like on the wall. It's like not something I touch anymore. But my mom, she was always kind of musical. She's always sang in the choir. She played a little piano. But as far as music, no. It was just, I've been a fan of music since I could have my own CD player in my room. And when I started listening to my music, I kind of just fell in love with it. Now I can't imagine my life without music. I listen to it everywhere I go. So yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where it's always been like a internal passion, I guess.
Do you use the trail runs to think about things? Does that happen, or for the music, like
Yeah,
gives you inspirations and
yeah. It's like it got to the point where like, life was pretty good and like didn't have any like shitty things to write about in my own life. So I started looking at other people or other stories that I've been told and just like taking situations that's outside of me and just writing about those. And it became so much easier to write. So I didn't have to tie everything into like a specific moment of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I will write about my life. There's a lot of things that I write regarding my life, but like I wrote a song called Halo. That's it's a pretty deep song, dark song ish, kind of about abortion. Everybody's like, dude, did you have an abortion? I'm like, no, it's not even about me. Like it sounds like it could be about me.
Yeah.
And like I think off that American Dream Factory album, I think one song out of the whole album is something that's personal, like in my personal life. Everything else is just outside stories about people
that
I know and
you
stuff.
like you've heard experience
Yeah.
through somebody else. Yeah.
Right. It's so much easier to write about that kind of stuff. So
Now, writing, because I've kind of learned you
You've
can't.
learned to write. Yay. All right. Good job. Awesome.
46, fucker. I did. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, finally. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't talk, but
I can talk, just don't pronounce things in
correctly.
your fashion.
Yes.
Either you can or you can't write. And what I mean by that is
Yeah.
you can
create.
yes, create. I can write stuff down, but the words that you use will probably be way more interesting. When did you learn that you had that ability? Because I'm transitioning into you have a blog, Fiction Running, correct?
Right.
So fictionrunning.com. That's you write about the adventures and stuff that you had. My favorite one, so y'all go look them up. Enjoy the Silence. I personally related to that, even though it's just something you wrote. It hit home with me.
How old is that one? It's like recent.
yeah, it was back in early January. With
Yeah.
Smokies.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
think it was that long, but I drink a lot, so I don't know.
That doesn't sound right.
But when did you know that you had the ability? Because every writer, they come to the realization that, hey, I'm good at this, or I know what the hell I'm doing, or I want to phrase this in a certain manner.
I've always enjoyed storytelling. And I've always enjoyed like writing poems and stuff like that. I remember writing a poem in like 7th grade, really detailed poem about being a sniper because I wanted to go into the military at one point. I wanted to go into the military up to the point where like my 5th year in college kind of deal.
To be a sniper, obviously.
That was what
Yeah,
that was my goal,
yeah.
Or that special ops or anything like that. But I wrote a very, very detailed story, and it gets to the point where, like, hey, let me go talk to the counselor because, you know, it was for a school project, and just, it was a little much.
Make sure, yeah.
Yeah, but it was like, I get told it's a great story, and it was like very detailed, and like I love wordplay. So
Mhm.
like artists that use extremely like smooth wordplay, like Eminem is a great lyricist.
Yes,
Yes.
I mean, it's
You
amazing.
cannot argue that.
Right.
I've
Or
had
like
this-
NF. Anybody that has like smooth transitions and can articulate stuff and just like have double meanings through almost everything is beautiful. I love it. I love it. And so the more I write, like I will slide little things into writing that reference stuff that's like happened in the past, or like referencing for certain people to grab
Mhm.
that would have to pay attention to stuff that I've referenced in the past. So it's just like all intertwined and
Mhm.
tied together. But yeah, it was just one of those things where like the more I did it and the more I fell in love with writing, I took a break from my blog for 2 years because I was just like, I just needed to step away and just make sure that I was doing it for the right reasons. And then I got to the point where like I miss going back and reading my blogs and kind of putting myself back in that moment. It's the same thing why I post on Instagram so much. It's not, it's like a running journal basically. So I can go back and see a picture from 2017 and it puts me back in that spot. And I'll phrase certain things that help trigger me to feel a certain emotion that I felt during that run or that day or that moment. And so like, it's great. It's the same reason I write now. It's like I can go back and just know exactly how I was feeling on that
An
day.
actual benefit of social media.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
nowadays there's not a lot, it seems. But
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I like that. I wish
See,
that
that's
I had
he's
the,
doing it for the right reason.
Absolutely. I wish I had the foresight to think about that. You know, a lot of the stuff that I post are, you know, most of the time it's pictures of
It's
lately it's
more of
pictures
just in the moment.
it's just
not,
in the moment type pictures, and I
Yeah.
don't think of you know, future going back. Now there's times when a memory will pop up and I remember
right.
everything about
Mhm.
it, but yeah, I never had the foresight to think of, like, you, when you go back, it puts you in that moment again.
Yeah.
Please continue to do that.
I will.
I love it. And fictionrunning.com. I highly, I mean,
Is it linked to your Instagram?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. Everything's kind of
good.
based around
And
that.
what is your,
Yeah.
will you throw your Instagram out there? Do you want people to have that or not?
Yeah,
Are you
it's just
private?
Zeeger6, Zeeger6. That was my nickname in college.
You know, ask the significance of Zeeger.
So-
I figured it out.
It
but,
actually came through my freshman year of high school. So the same guy that recruited me to come to Montevallo was a senior at high school, and we used to have to go up and do pitching drills and bullpens every morning before school. So upstairs above the gym, we had full length pitching mounds and stuff like that. And I was just having a shitty morning. Like I was throwing terrible. And my coach, we used to call him Coach Rigor Mortis because he was old and he's hilarious and great. I mean, he's one of the best baseball coaches in the state, for like most wins and stuff like that. But he told me I was pitching like baloney. He's like, "You're pitching like baloney, that Ziegler baloney." And he was trying to say Ziegler, but it
okay.
it didn't
Okay,
come
okay.
out right.
Okay.
It didn't come out right.
Yep.
That's,
And
that's
so-
usually the best stories.
Right, so the seniors were like, Ziegler, and
Yeah.
it stuck. It stuck with me all, and I just accepted it.
What? Yeah, it's a cup. It's a pint glass.
Pretty good, huh?
Empty, bitch.
So
You want
since
one?
Little Debbie,
Still empty,
You want some of that?
bitch.
so since
Yeah, I'll
Little
take some,
Debbie cream cakes are out as a sponsor, maybe good
Yeah.
people.
Good people.
Yeah, good people.
Sponsorship
Good people.
Yeah.
opportunity. Yes.
Mm.
We got Muchacho. We got favorite flavor all time.
Yeah, we're good.
And then we
people
have the
enough.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Thanks to Iron Jack. Hand
Yeah.
delivered.
Have you thought? Are you done with it?
Yeah.
All right. Have you thought about putting a book together of some of your adventures and your stories, things like that? Does that interest you at all? Is that like a fuck
Yeah,
no?
if you don't mind. Thank you. No, it would actually be a fuck yes. Like I would love to do it.
Language, please. We have kids.
Fuck affirmative.
See?
No, I think
Wait,
it'd be
let's-
really fun.
When you hold
Yeah.
the label, make sure it's that
Yeah,
way.
that way. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
No, I would love to eventually do that. I think it'd be fun. I think it would have to be in the right moment, I guess,
COVID.
of my life. And just, but we talked like maybe short stories would be cool. Just kind of brief little,
like memoirs
Yeah,
of Zach later.
Well,
Just
yeah,
make
because-
notes now because then you can just put it out there.
I have a
Retired.
buddy of mine, and I'll throw him out there. I got a buddy of mine who's in the military with, lives in upstate New York right now. That's where he's born and raised, where, snow ass deep to a big Indian, I think, from July
Didn't name the
till
city, Snow Ash
June,
Deep to
I
Big
think.
Indian.
Yes,
That's,
big, famous city.
Yeah.
But he did that. He was always, like you, a great storyteller. And he's got 2 books out now. But his first one, Reflections of a Fly Rod. He's an avid fisherman.
Yeah.
Like how we approach trail running. Okay, now make that to the borderline crazy level. Like he is a fly fisherman. Love him to death. I mean, and I joke, but he took all his stories and did that with a book, and it was absolutely just you feel like you were with him on some of the trips. Like I can't write like that, but
yeah.
what I've read from you, I could see
And
that
look,
reading a short story and
this
going,
one struggles
and
with
just feel
Facebook.
like,
yeah, trying to figure out what I'm gonna write today. Like the link is here, there.
Yeah,
that sounded good, right? No.
Well, I hope you do. I hope that you take some of these stories and put them, because I would definitely read them.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it'd be fun to do. I think there's a lot there's a lot of stories that I haven't written about blogs I would like to write about. I just hadn't had the capacity or the reason to do it. So this may be a good way to get some stuff out.
A little motivation.
I think, functionally too, like people's attention spans are shorter.
Yeah.
Right. And so, short stories, even like 3 or 5, like 3 pagers, right? It's kind of
the world we live in. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can
it's
get
hard
them.
to get-
Yeah, they'll read a story a night, whatever it is, but you've got them.
And that's why, like, my music, selfishly, I've transitioned to like 2 to 2.5 minute songs, because that's the attention span that the audience is looking to listen to now. So you look at any major artist, like nobody's going past like 2.5 minutes now. Like,
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
everybody's got to have it
they
quick now.
They have heavy
Boom, boom, boom.
hooks.
Yep.
Very, very repetitive. So it's the name
And
of
in the
game.
80s and 90s, that was 7-minute songs
Right.
back then. Metallica played for like 7.5 days one time.
The
I
intro
think.
was
Yeah.
2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
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 And then you go, oh yeah, I know what's coming now.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into, because in one of they enjoy the silence on your fiction run, the little blog you wrote. One of the favorite quotes that I've got, you put, I believe in the same way psychological issues can directly turn into and or affect physiological ones. And that kind of ties back into health, and which is how this kind of podcast started with get up, move, do something. And we've always said that to people, get off your ass, do something. But you really sparked with me. You can get off your ass and do something. You can walk, you can run. But if you're a worrywart, or if you've got something that mentally is bothering you, you could still have, lasting physical effects.
Absolutely.
What made you think of that line? I mean, is there something that...
Well, it's just, so the last 2 years, I've been pretty much going through a master's program for counseling. And there's just been so much research done on psychological issues turning into physical issues. And so like you take people like Rob Krar, who like battles serious depression. And that's not something that like he can necessarily control. And, ultra running and stuff like that's helped combat that. But at the same time, like that is like his emotional state is physically causing him to not be able to get out of bed, to have certain kind of pains and certain kind of aches that you don't just get from being like physical. So it's kind of one of those things where like, I've seen it happen in friends' lives, and like I've seen it happen in other people's lives. It's kind of one of those things where like, man, like you're not physically doing yourself any harm, but you're having issues physically because of your emotional state. And there's a lot of research tied to it.
Yeah.
I can't explain it, but I believe in it. 100% believe.
I tell people it's the 6 inches between your ears.
Right.
It affects a lot of it. I mean,
I feel like it affects the simple things of like waking up, getting out of bed, and saying, "Hey, today's gonna be a good day." Like,
well, guys, like that, like placebo effect. It's real. If you give someone a pill and you say it's going to fix something, if they believe it,
It's going
25%
to,
And that's-
people are going to be better.
And that's the
100%.
six
Oh,
inches
right,
between
that-
the ears
right,
that's in
that-
control.
that is
Yes.
that.
And the same
That-
25% are feeling bad about it for whatever reason. The same thing's going to happen, right?
I'm not taking away, like, there's some kinds of, emotional issues and
Yes.
issues that you can't control.
Oh.
But like positive talk and reframing the way that you use language to
Mhm.
yourself or to other people can change the dynamic of your entire life.
Absolutely.
That's the absolute support, right? If you can, someone
Right.
gives you a pill and says it's going to make you feel better, and you
If you believe it,
you believe it and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, it
it's
will
gonna,
work.
yeah.
It absolutely will. I have a family member that struggles with depression, and it is crazy to see the ups and downs. It's a beautiful morning. You want pancakes, or and the next day could be everybody hates me. The life is coming to it. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see that, and.
Well, it does affect you physically too.
Right. That's
Yeah, it
I was
does,
going to
yes.
it just like you were saying, the getting out of bed, because you just don't, you're tired, you're weak, or whatever it is. I'm doing a shitty job in asking this question. All trail runners have demons in my mind. Like there's not one person I've ever met that's done 100-miler long distances that if you can get them alone and have them open up to you, there's some demons there.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Disagree? Do you think?
I think you've got to have a certain kind of mindset. And there's got to be some certain things that happen in your life to make you want to even pursue stuff like that. Like that endurance space, like you're going to go into a dark place. Like it's not a matter of like, it's a matter of just when it's going to happen. Like there's probably a handful of people that probably ran like a perfect 100-mile race, like nothing went wrong. But like even in those professional athletes, there's moments of just like, even if it's for a couple minutes, well, they're just like, boom, they're in their head, they're low, like they can't control that kind of stuff. But I don't think anybody's just out there doing this just for the hell of it. I think there's a thing and a reason behind everything, even if it's a selfish reason. Like I just want to be known that I can run 100 miles. Like there's a deeper core meaning behind it. Even if you like verbally say that's my reason, there's something deeper about it.
Yeah. Somebody hurt you when you were younger. Yeah,
Right.
There's somebody, and I won't say, well, Tripod, he's put it out there on a couple of things. He had a couple people in high school that just belittled him, made him feel this big.
Mm-hmm.
For him, he's like, here's my buckle, motherfuckers. Like for him, he still remember, but in his mind, he's like, there, what did you do? And I'm kind of the same way. That's kind of what drove me. But anyway, that's just one of the things that you put in that really stuck with me. In that same one, and you referred to it's LeConte, right? And
It's LeConte.
I'm
just kidding. I'm just
Yes. Yeah, because DC does have English issues.
I do.
Pronunciation. He doesn't have
I pronounce
English.
it.
He has
I pronounce it
pronunciation.
correctly all the
But
time.
yes,
We have like nicknames for everything. So LeConte, like we actually do call LeConte because like, Charlie's Bunion, we used to call it Charlie's Bulge because it was just funny. And it was
because
Okay.
we're all still juvenile
We
because all male.
Yeah, yeah.
We never grow out of it, ladies.
No.
Ever.
No,
Ever.
all right,
Ever.
just so you know, ladies, if you have a daughter and she makes a 12-year-old boy, if he laughs at a fart joke at 12 years old, at 40, he's going to laugh the same fart joke. So be prepared.
they're never not going to be funny.
Never.
Yeah, never.
Farts are
My
funny.
wife would agree though. Like she laughs at them too. She's a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How did your love affair with LeConte start? Because you truly do. I mean, you love it up there to the point, if I can throw it out there, it may or may not be tattooed.
Right there.
See?
Yeah.
6593, right? Elevation.
That's it.
Where did that affection start?
So we went, I guess I can't remember what year it was. I think it was 2013 maybe. Family took a vacation up to Gatlinburg. Parents said, hey, for Christmas, our present's going to be, we're going to rent this big cabin. you and your family, my sister and her family, it's all going to go up there. So I've never, I mean, at that point, I think I've ran like the Georgia Death Race. I've been up in the mountains in Georgia and stuff like that. So I've done some mountainous stuff. But I set out and did the Alum Cave Trail at LeConte. And so about halfway up, I was like, holy shit, this is what mountain running is. Like this right here.
Yeah.
This is it. And it was just like this really, really just like magical moment of like, just like pure like serenity. It was, I can't explain it. It was just like, oh my gosh, I love this place. And just fell in love. And then I just kept going back up there and kept doing different trails. And I've been up like 40 something times. And it's not even in my state. You know what I'm saying? It's like not even close. It's like 6 hours away. But yeah, it was just that moment back in like 2013.
You load up in the Honda and you go, right?
That's it. Sleep in the back, some trailhead and some obscure parking lot, and that's it.
Are you willing to show maybe some other people around, like introduce?
Oh, absolutely.
So
So there's
Except
like,
you. I mean, everybody except you.
I would love to.
He probably would.
A lot of people hold it like as a sacred place and say hush hush about some
once
stuff
again, that's
and, like,
why I asked.
But for me, like it's caused me so much joy that like I can just want to bring other people up there to show like, look at this, like this is amazing. Because I mean, a lot of like I'll do a lot of off trail stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would love to go up and show people around.
So why do people want to keep it private? They don't want more people up there, or
I think it's just one of those things that it's such a special place to so many people that they don't want to share it because they feel like the more people are up there, the more it will take away from their experience.
Okay.
But again, it goes back to being present and leading your own path. So if like, you're not going to affect my experience, whether you're up there or not. Like if you go up there next weekend and I'm up there next weekend, or we're sharing the same mountain, like, yeah, we're sharing an experience, but it's still like,
your
connection to it is
exactly. But you're being in your moment. I'll be in my moment. I'll be in my shoes.
right.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm all for, I think it's one of those things as humans. It's like you just need to share data and share beta because like that's how we're all alive now. Like we're over in America because we got beta from other people, and this is how you do it. This is how you grow crops. This is how you do.
Yep.
So I feel like harnessing information is like it's kind of wrong. Like that's how we survive and that's how we thrive, is to share information and share kind of these secrets. I mean, everybody needs to keep some secrets, obviously, but yeah, I think it's in a way it's selfish to kind of hold that in and just kind of keep it to yourself. It's my 2 cents anyway.
No,
we hadn't talked this before, but like, and I'm allured with some Western mountains, but really I think there's two differences. Like one, they just start lower and there's still humidity. That's the only differences between the places we've been in the West and the big mountains in the Smokies. So
Yeah.
So they're just as high in terms of what you're going up, right?
Yeah. And you still have like, there's climbs in the Smokies that are bigger than the ones out west. Yeah. It's just the Western mountains they're so captivating because it's just so vast and you're so exposed. Like climbing up Middle Teton, you're on rock. Like you're above tree level, like you don't have that greenery and stuff like that.
And I guess when you get above tree level, and you can see for 25 miles, 30 miles,
So there's something like I'm envious of the people out west that can link these big mountain routes up that they have to scramble and they have to do like kind of multi-sport to get to where they're getting. When in the Smokies, like you're mostly going to be running and hiking. There's a few things that I've done like free climb, like Charlie's Bunyan that required like actual climbing. It was like really cool link up, but out west is like, man, those ridges and those like sharp knife edges are just insane.
Yeah.
I don't know the pucker factor pattern.
The pucker factor, yes.
It comes in. Yeah, it comes in. And speaking of the West, your favorite runs in the West, even though how much you love the Smokies, your favorite run, the Telluride run, correct? I mean,
I will recommend that run to anybody. Like, so Telluride Mountain Run, Dakota Jones, Solomon Runner, puts it on. It's out of Telluride. You climb out of Telluride, do a big circle around Telluride. You go above 13,000 feet. You're on part of the Hard Rock course. Like, you get to go through like 3 big environments. You get to go through the forest, beautiful aspens and all that kind of stuff. You get to go through beautiful, wide open fields of wildflowers, and you get to go up some sharp, kind of like rocky areas. Like, it's just a cool ass race. It's super minimal. I think there's 2-3 aid stations in the whole thing. So you're like 18 miles before you get to the first aid station.
I like
but
that.
It's awesome. And I feel like I'm starting to get my favorite distance is that 50-ish mile distance, because you can be on a mountain all day, you can run hard, you can wear yourself out, but you're not going to be destroyed like a 100-miler.
And somebody like him, he can be back for dinner. And go back to work the next morning.
Oh, that was so rough.
And we do want to.
That's
go
why he
into
didn't
that
run the
because
100. Yeah, because he had to go to work the next morning at 6 a.m.
So we do want to tap into that because you did win the Blood Rock 50 miler. And for those that don't know, Blood Rock's
he might have destroyed the Blood Rock 50 miler.
Yeah, destroyed it. Blood Rock is held here locally, Pelham, Alabama. Oak Mountain State Park, put on by the world's best race director,
probably.
David Tots, Southeastern Trail Runs.
Yep.
And you did 8:38 for your time. That's 8 hours and 38 minutes for your time in the 50 miler. Roughly 12,000 and some odd feet of climbing throughout that.
But you know why he did it so fast? Because I was at the finish, and I
Just wanted to see you.
No, I had this. I had this right here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Good people IPA.
That's right.
Sponsorship opportunities.
Oh yeah, because we wanted. Yeah, we wanted to get back.
Yes.
We crossed paths a couple times. I always smiled. I always said, "Hey, what was the highest point for you in that race?" And honestly, I mean, looking at your time, did you hit that low?
Well, rephrase it as what was the easiest thing in the race and what ended up being the hardest thing in the race.
He's fucking intelligent. I didn't figure I had to put it in layman's terms, but you do you, boo.
No, I'll still whip your ass later. That's fine. It's all good.
I think the easiest part of the race is honestly the out and back on the
because you're not huge.
Yeah.
Even though it's the hardest part of the race, in my opinion, it was first.
You're fresh.
I was fresh. I had one stupid song stuck in my head all day, which kind of helped because it just
Baby Shark.
It was not Baby Shark.
Yeah. That's you.
But it was so that I would say that was probably the easiest. But it was good seeing Matty Fierce came out and crewed me. So just having that one person, even if it's just 10 seconds, to hey man, you're doing great. That's just so uplifting, and it gets you through the next mile or two. I don't know. I really enjoyed coming up the power line. That was it's cool every time.
I love that. I love that.
I don't know why.
I love it.
I think the biggest low was I got out of Peavine heading back home for the last 7 miles, and I hit the Ridge Trail, and I was like,
"Fuck that trail." I love David Tosh, but I don't like that trail.
I got there. I was like, maybe it's not gonna be too bad because I've hiked it a few times. It was terrible. It was just terrible.
100% of the people we've asked about Blood Rock. Oh, the Ridge Trail. Yes.
Yeah. It's you couldn't get in a groove, and you're side hopping, and you're just you got to the point where I was just you know what, just
it's not going to
slow down, just breeze through this because there's no point in moving fast.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, it's all rocks, but you're constantly the part that just gets me is when you get up onto the ridge, you can get into a rhythm, but then you drop.
Yep.
And you're back up, and then you drop. And then you're back up, and then you drop. You never go to the left at all towards blue.
Mm-mm.
Everything drops to the right, and then climbs back up. To the right, climbs back up, and it just.
Cut the trees, you don't have to duck.
Oh yeah, he did cut the trees. Yeah, the first couple of times we went on that, there was whew.
And you're a tall guy too.
I'm 5'9".
It's a great dynamic right here.
Right. I'm almost a full grown man. What is that? What 5'9", 145? What are you?
I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
133.
We're right there, baby. We're right there.
It is not fun.
No,
That's a thrust. It's just not fun to run.
it's not.
And
It's beautiful.
And so
That's the problem. It's beautiful. You get up there hiking, fresh legs and all that. It's beautiful. 48 miles or 97 miles into a race, it can fuck right off.
Right. 100%. 100%.
It's a whole lot of fuck that back
Yeah,
there.
there's a whole-
So, Tosh, if you're listening to this, take away the Ridge Trail.
Yeah.
Regards.
Yeah, we love you.
Regards.
Uh,
I don't know. There's some probably loops that people don't like you for.
Oh,
Is there certain loops that you've created or come up with that people don't care
So,
for?
like, Make-Wish hikers, there's some that just do not like me. And it's simply because, like, I love verti routes. I love to go up. I love it. Hikers that don't like to go up don't really care for my Make-Wish hike.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We don't remember how long ago it was we ran, and we were
Like, you were warning the people about the bridge, man.
running. I don't remember when that was though.
It was, gosh.
When's the last one you did when we had rain, cold, and all that?
Oh, it was back in October.
October.
Yeah.
That was
Because
going,
we had to move it back because of COVID.
okay, because
Yeah.
we were telling people because
I'm sorry,
the-
it's
all-
the COVID.
because of the
Sounds
stuff.
more important.
You had a couple people fall on Yellow Bridge and
They were going to do the white blue.
the white blue bridge. And we were like, hey, look, just walk through the creek. Because, I mean, that it is. Yeah. Some of the
That was a
people,
cold
some
morning.
coming down, people going up. We're like, hey, good job. They're like, we're going up again?
Yep.
Yeah.
That seems to be the consistent
Are we
attitude.
going? But we love it. I'm like, we'll look at the court. Anyway, I'm with you. Any chance, these guys will tell you, any chance I get it, hey, we can take white or we can go up. We're going up.
Love it.
I'm always doing that. With everything that with doing Blood Rock and all that, you represent. Can we say the company you represent? You're an ambassador for Solomon.
yeah.
Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
May I ask what brought that relationship together between you and them?
So I've ran in Solomon. That was like the first trail running shoe I've had, and it was just one of those things where like their equipment, especially their shoes, fit my foot so well. It's like I've tried every shoe under the sun just because that's how trail runners do.
Yep.
But Solomon, I keep going back. I don't have blister issues. It's a very narrow fit. My foot's narrow. It's not for everybody. I get that. But just over the years, their models are just like been fantastic. I keep falling in love with new shoes, new versions of shoes. But I think, I've been on a couple Solomon trips with my buddy, Fred Doss out of Chattanooga. He's a Solomon rep. He does a bunch of group runs with Solomon. And so I've just kind of had that relationship back and forth. And then through social media, just, I would tag Solomon in a bunch of stuff just because I very rarely will touch on companies that I don't actually believe in. It's just one of those things where, like, if I don't use their product and I've not put it through the ringer, I'm not going to suggest it to anybody. But with Solomon, like, I have just utilized their equipment so much and their shoes, and I just trust their product.
Yeah.
It just kind of came to be. I linked up with one of the marketing managers out in Utah. She's like, hey, do you have any interest in being an ambassador? If you want to, fill out this application. She shot me an email, sent it back, and I'm here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you pass on to them if you would. I love the shoes. I love everything. I cannot run in them personally. I got Frodo feet, so
No, you don't. You have little feet. Your little wide feet. Is that what you're saying?
yes, I love them, but the shoes. But now the pack, bottles, all of that kind of stuff. Tell them that's best pack on the planet. I put mine. I think you and I talked earlier. Vanskin 5, I think, is what one I have. I put that sumbitch through everything. Bark Falk ice laying on my ass and back, sliding down hills and everything else, and it's still with me. You recommended the Advanced Skin 12.
It's the same benefit you're getting through the 5.
What size are you?
I'm a small.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm an extra large, but right now I'm a small.
All right. Because I figured, well, we're kind of the same size. So
You're medium.
All right.
I'm a medium.
It's medium.
Yeah, it's medium. All right.
Manly man.
So your choice to go with them was just, I mean, they make a great product. So that's kind of.
Yeah. And it's just like I said, like there's only a handful of companies that I believe in. If I haven't tested their product out and I can't vouch for it, like, I'm not going to lie on anybody's behalf. And Solomon's just been like tried and true. And literally have just destroyed their gear, and it holds together. And anytime that I've ever had an issue, it's like immediately resolved by customer service without question. It's insane. Like I had brand new pack. Their first version was the white vest that it had back in the day. One of the bottle holders like ripped, but it's because they had the big plastic pieces at the beginning. And they're like, yeah, I'll send you a new one. I was like, do you want me to send this one back? They're like,
for what?
no.
Yeah,
Like,
we don't want it.
that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. So
we
it's
put waffles to the test and see if the customer service is still good. or
Yeah,
not.
we have. Yeah, you can put
Yeah.
waffles in there.
All
Damn.
right, since you're here with them, I'm gonna share 2 things that an aid station worker who may drink more than he should has issue with them.
Okay.
One, the small diameter openings on some of the bottles.
So they fixed that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're still out there in the world. It's like
They are.
They
Yeah,
show, they go, one, you can't put. So give me some ice.
Also, now they're
Can't
all.
go. Yeah.
Ice is not going in there, man.
So some of the
Yeah.
biggest feedback was those small openings,
Yes.
and they have transitioned to their newest bottles. Like all of them are going to be wide.
I wish they would switch them out because then I'm drunk jacks trying to.
Yes, yes. Testing my skills.
Okay.
Yep. Got half of it in there.
Ooh.
See, this is why I'm a shitty feedback wise. Mine have the small openings in them. I never think about it. People are like, "You can fill that up." That's all I got. I mean,
Right.
I don't even think about it. That should be bigger. Okay. I just want water in this bitch. That's it.
Oh, no, people ask for ice like summertime.
Oh,
Yeah.
They want ice, like man, that ain't happening.
It's
Yeah.
just not in those.
Crushed
I still
ice.
got a bunch of the old ones. They're all moldy and stuff, but little mold never hurt nobody.
No, it's good for you. It's organic.
And
One with the earth.
Their locking system on like some of the things, like with the little cam thing,
Yeah.
that flummoxes me sometimes as well.
There's a couple things for even like the pole holder. Sometimes I'm just like, I can't figure this out. There's too many, and that's the reason I went away from I had what Solomon pack that I have. I had a S Lab Peak. It was like a fast pack. It had so many drawstrings. I'm just like, this is too damn confusing. And apparently that was the biggest feedback. Like, stop making all these pulleys. And so their new one, the XA25 Fastback, it's fantastic. It has like one drawstring. It's so easy to use. It has a roll up top.
So are you doing that? Are you going out like doing 3 or 4 day runs?
I'm wanting to transition to it. I bought a new Fastback for that reason. I've tested out the Fastback a few times. I just hadn't done an overnight adventure yet. It's just timing right now with school and internship. It's just been so hectic that I can't. Any day off I have during the week from actual work is a full day of internship. So it's like, don't really have any time off.
I got you. Yeah.
But come May and June, July, I have a few fast packing trips planned. That I'm just going to do like 3 or 4 day link ups.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Is it time?
Yeah, it's time because we are eating up a lot of your time. I don't like to keep people here for too terribly long.
Yeah. He has a long drive home.
He does.
I do.
He does. It's terrible.
Because we're childish. You picked up on that.
Oh no.
Now is the
He's
time
probably watched.
for you to give the audience just the tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah. So
Could
we
be
had-
anything. Just the tip.
Just the tip. I guess my tip was just don't take this shit too seriously. Like it's not that big a deal. It's just fun. We're just running. We're just running in the woods. We're just moving. And I think the biggest tip was just literally just move. Like, it doesn't matter if it's for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, like just get out and move at some point during the day. That's
Intentional.
what I got.
Yeah. Intentional movement. Yep.
Intentional.
And just be kind to yourself. Like, don't give yourself too much of a hard time.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I like
Yeah.
that one a lot. Yeah, quit beating yourself up fucking mentally.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, cool.
Earlier.
No. I see it. Go ahead.
Well, earlier you had talked about how you were a big fan of wordplay, how Eminem and other artists lyrically, when say certain words and it means 2 different things throughout that. So you're a big fan of wordplay, correct?
Yes.
All right. With that, are you a big fan of nipple play?
That was a good transition. The lead up. I mean, that was almost comedic. I mean, like The presentation was great. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
I'll say yes.
Outstanding. All right.
You got some B plus.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Except my
That
people.
was smooth. That was smooth.
Thanks,
Bless
buddy.
me. All right.
All right.
We're good. Peace out.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, bitches. I hope you enjoyed that.
I
man.
did. That was so much fun. Thank y'all so much for inviting
Oh,
me
yeah.
in. It was great.
Learned a lot. Yeah, I almost